I'm using some 1/2-inch plywood to create reinforcement for the top of the pot shelf. With the pot shelf complete, I move on to installing blocking in the kitchen. This blocking will be used as attachment points for our electrical boxes. What I'm doing is installing these vertical braces so that we can attach the electrical boxes for receptacles. And I'm putting quite a few in here in the kitchen. I want to make sure we have enough receptacles all over the place. Anyways, so I'm using any kind of wood I can find. These won't be visible. They're just here to support the electrical boxes. So I'm splitting 2x4s. The first piece, here, let me show you something. This is called this piece of wood is called a sticker. You may have seen them laying on the floor over at Home Depot or Lowe's in the lumber area. And it's called a sticker because you stick it under the load of lumber to give space for the forklift to get its fork in under the load. And this ridge right here that's routed out is for the strapping material. And we got a few of these from the last lumber delivery that we got. So I'm using these as well. They're perfectly good lumber for what this is. With the prices of lumber, you just got to use everything you got. In fact, I was at Lowe's yesterday buying some lumber. And within a span of 1 week, the price of a 2x6 went up $1.50. $1.50. So it's becoming out of control, and we've just got to make use of every little piece of lumber that we can find. I've been working on bracing all afternoon, and I wanted to show you what I got done here. Now, this is the location of our utility closet. So I put in 2 cross braces. This is going to be the location for the breaker box, and the water heater. After the spray foam tomorrow, I'm going to frame in this utility closet, and we've decided to use a pocket door. and I've never done one before, but watched a couple of videos and I think I'll be able to handle it. Okay, it's time to get this place cleaned out and prepped for spray foam. We got the place cleaned out, and of course, as we started cleaning up, the company called. And what did they say? They'll be here tomorrow, not until about noon. And what does that mean? What do you want to bet? It's 2 o'clock. And they said, well, we'll work as late as we have to. And I said, I got no lights for you. And then they said, well, our guys are fast. And now I'm starting to get a little worried. But put it this way. Good, bad, or ugly, it's going to be on YouTube. Good morning. Today is the big day. We're supposed to get this roof done. We'll see. Anyways, in preparation for the spray foam, Yvonne and I cleaned out the entire job site yesterday. In addition to cleaning out the house and making sure the floor is clean and they have good access to all the spaces. What I want to do is I want to take some tarping material and I want to lay the tarp on top of the box beam right there. And I'm just going to cover the box beam, or do my best to cover the box beam all the way around the house. Now, especially here on the south side where we have our clear story, because this is going to be visible. So what I'm going to do is make sure that's nicely covered so that none of the spray foam material gets on the plywood up there. Just going to staple it down and hope that these guys show up on time today. You know, they said noon, right? Yeah. It's about 9 o'clock. They're here. So they came early. It's a good thing. It seems like Pablo and Jeremy got things under control. They understand what we're going to do. And I'm glad they came, because all of the tarping that we were going to do, they're going to do the way they need it done. So here we go. This is why you leave it up to the pros. They know what they're doing. It's been 20 minutes and Pablo's got this place half covered already. This is why you let the guys use their own ladders, and check that out. Once they had the place sealed off, I had no more access to the inside. I did my best to get some shots shooting through the plastic in which they had put slits in so that the air would flow through. That greatly limited my access and my camera angles, but I did what I could do. Here you can see they began the job by using closed cell foam. And the reason for that was the previous job used closed cell foam and all of the lines were still full of that chemical. And they didn't want to waste the product. So what they did was they shot some of the attic walls with the closed cell foam, came back and then topped it off with open cell foam to achieve the promised 6-inch thickness. So check this out. This is a mountain of foam. I'm not sure why it's here, how it happened, but it is, I mean, that's five feet tall. They just finished up. Now he's going to come in here and do his magic with his scraper.
One hour and 20 minutes.
Is that what it was? An hour and 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Of spray time.
Spray time, yeah.
I'm not sure I could have done it any quicker. So, here we go. Sure changes the look of the place. Okay, I'm going to get out of your way. Hey, what was that big? What's that big pile for?
It's because we was spraying a closed cell, so we saw chemicals.
Oh, so it was you had a
so
purge.
we spray closed cell right there,
right?
And then once the two start combining,
yeah,
we make all those piles.
Got it.
If you can see, the bubbles are huge.
That's the open cell.
Close.
I thought closed cell has smaller bubbles.
Yeah, but it's because you get combined. That's why.
Oh, I see. I got it. Now that all the foam has been sprayed, Pablo's going along with the scraper and getting the excess off all the boards. They did a real good job of sealing this place off. Before I end this video, I wanted to go over a few things with you. I'm sure you guys have questions about why we chose spray foam over other insulating products, and I even made a little bit of a list of notes that I want to go over. So let's get started with this wrap up here. Why we chose spray foam over other products. In the solar shed, we used the pink fiberglass, Owens Corning fiberglass material. And for a small project, it was very cost effective. It was not real nice to work with. It did cause itching if you didn't properly protect your skin. And for the long-term use in the house, we wanted to explore other options. And one of the other options is recycled denim. You can get recycled denim at places like Lowe's or Home Depot, and I'm sure there are places online where you can order it. But it's really expensive. You know, there are positives and negatives to everything, and the positive is it's very good for the environment. It's supposed to provide a really good air quality, and the downside is it's just crazy expensive. So we kind of cross that off the list. Another great product is a natural sheep's wool that we've seen used, and we've heard great things about it. Again, just very, very expensive. So then I started looking at other alternatives that might be a little more cost effective and that might be readily available. And one of them was rock wool. And we had considered using rock wool bats that would provide about a R20 insulation. And I did the analysis about how much we would need and what that cost might be for the entire house. And it was going to run somewhere around the $1,500 range. It was definitely something we were considering. There are a lot of great videos about rock wool on YouTube, and the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, it's also fireproof and has a great sound dampening quality to it. It was something we kept on the list. We have several friends that have used spray foam for their projects, and we've heard good things about it. And one of the things about spray foam is you don't need any vapor barrier. It will completely air seal that entire area that's sprayed. And I like that idea because if you use rock wool, you have to have ventilation. So you have to have ventilation along your eaves, and you have to make sure that the rock wool is not pressed up against the underside of the roof sheathing. So it just seemed like if it was going to be cost effective, that would be the way we'd want to go. So I put out a call to several companies for bids. I called 4 companies. 3 companies got back to me, and the bids ranged from $1,700 to $2,500. And each bid was for the same product, which was an open cell foam, 6 inches, which would provide somewhere around an R20 value. Now, we had considered closed cell foam, and closed cell foam is supposed to be much more effective in terms of R value, but it's also a lot more expensive. And after speaking to several companies, they all suggested open cell here in Southeast Arizona. I was impressed with one company in particular, the one that we used, because they were so open with information over the phone. Answered all my questions, really gave me detailed information, and wasn't going for the quick sale. And that they offered the best price was also a positive. So we had them come out yesterday, and they did the entire project. It took about 3 hours. The actual spray time was less than 90 minutes, but their prep was fantastic. When they installed the spray foam, they did 6 inches, which provided an R20 value. And because of the depth of our trusses, that still left us with plenty of room to run wires, to run any kind of plumbing lines, to mount ceiling fans. All of that, we still have plenty of room up between the area where the sheetrock is going to be installed and the actual surface of the spray foam. But they did a great job cleaning up, and it was a successful day. We are going to probably use them again when it comes to doing the underside of our floor. Once all our mechanicals are in place, I put out a bid for 1.5 inches of closed cell foam underneath the floor. And closed cell because it would be subject to some moisture underneath, and that would be the more appropriate material to use. The one thing we noticed after the spray foam was installed is the echo that was caused by our ceiling was completely gone. And the difference in sound in here, even though the windows aren't installed, even though the doors aren't installed yet, it's completely different in here. It's much quieter.
and there's no echo anymore. So that's going to be another positive. So I think that pretty much covers our spray foam. If you guys have questions about the spray foam, the installation, or any other questions pertaining to that project, just leave them in the comment box below and we'll do our best to answer it. So a couple other things have been going through our mind lately, and that's how can we increase our viewership? We're doing our best to put out videos that we find interesting, helpful, and hopefully informative to you guys out there. And I enjoy making the videos. They take a lot of work, but I like doing it. I like the editing, and I just like the whole process involved. But somehow I've got to figure out a way to reach more people. And I'm going to ask you guys for a favor. Pick out a video. It doesn't have to be this video, but if you see a video or have seen a video recently that you found particularly interesting, please share it with somebody. It would really help us out. I'm doing my best, and I'm trying to figure out a way to increase our viewership and increase our subscriber number. So what do you think? Should we do a live? We've really been reluctant to do a YouTube live, but I know there's a lot of questions out there that could be asked and answered perhaps in a more detailed forum like a YouTube live. But if you guys are interested, we would be willing to do a YouTube live and take a list of questions that you guys would send us and do our best to really provide more detailed information about what's going on here or any other questions you might have. Guys, that's it. I hope this microphone was a little bit better. I'm also trying to make a little bit better sound quality for the videos. And if you have any questions about anything that's going on here, just let us know in the comment box below. And if you like the video, please hit that thumbs up before you leave. And if you'd consider sharing the video and subscribing if you haven't already subscribed, it would help the channel out a lot. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next video.